Welcome back, y'all. Okay, so this is how I make my small little wallet. If you watch my previous video, it shows what I cut out from a big old laundry bag that is no longer in use, and I thought instead of throwing it away, I might as well make something new, recycle, upcycle, you know, trying to be eco-friendly and stuff. Okay, so from the scraps I managed to cut out a square piece, and then that would mean then we would fold it in half and it would be like a wallet type of shape. I'm not good with zips, so and also the zip was way too long. The zip that I had was way too long, so I had to try and figure out a way to make it shorter and also to fit the wallet. So here you can see an example where I now am going to cut a little bit of scrap and try to seal the zip at the end where I've cut it, because obviously then we don't want it to come apart. Also, if you can see the square piece of fabric, I folded the outsides in and just give it a one stitch over just to give it that clean finish. Okay, for the zip, you've cut that scrap piece, you folded it around the zip right side in, and then wrap it around and sew at the end. And then what we're going to do is we are going to pull the piece of fabric, so just like so, and then we're going to tuck the outside and give it a one over. Okay, and because I talked too much, I didn't explain how I started the zip, but if you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll be able to see how I started off sewing the zip on. And because I don't like to measure, I did make a mistake, so I did have to de-stitch it a little bit so that it stopped at the middle. So I keep telling myself that's what you get when you don't like to use tape measures, because I do have a practice of measuring with my hands. I just find it a lot easier, especially if you don't have a tape measure around. But you know, that's what sewing's all about. It's about being creative and just using your imagination, and just goes, you know, whatever goes for you. And that's just what makes you different from the rest. You are your own designer at the end of the day. Okay, back to the zip. As you saw, we just measured out the tip of the zip, the top of the zip, and just sewed a straight stitch on. Coming to the corner, just leave the needle down, press the foot up, twist the fabric, and then pull the zip so it's in line with the fabric, and then just sew a straight line until the end, and then there you have it. As I said, I did do a bit of a mistake. I should have sewn the other way, but never mind. It still turned out right. I still managed to amend it. I just did a few more stitches, and then there you go. Okay, for the other side of the wallet, we're just going to seal it straight up all the way to the end. You'll see it coming together as I flip it around. And there you go. A nice little wallet, could be used for money. It's supposed to be for face masks, as I made it for my mum. Anything you like. And let's move over to the next bag. And this is the main shower bag, and this is the reason why I cut the whole thing up and wanted to re-sew something new. I did cut out these little bits at the front to make pockets, and the other for a phone, to keep your phone in. I just want to now seal the sides to give it that clean finish, and then we're going to sew it onto the bag. Just a note for you beginners, or maybe the advanced and they don't know yet. When you are going to sew in a different direction, you come to the end, and all you have to do, instead of having like a fuzzy stitch line, you just have to leave your needle down and twist the fabric, so then it doesn't get all confusing. I didn't know that at the beginning, and when the lady was teaching me how to sew when I first purchased my sewing machine around 10 years ago, I was so amazed. Sewing on the pockets, as you can see, I've done a top stitch at the top, and now I'm going to sew the bottom half in as well, but halfway through I'm going to lift the flap and remove it from the needle line and then sew straight down. If you just watch carefully, you'll be able to see. And that's your pocket, guys. I wasn't quite happy with the flap. It was still a bit too wide, so things can easily slip out. So I just sealed it a little bit longer so it came further down, not quite to the end of the flap, but just maybe about an inch left. And so then that means then nothing, mostly everything would be secure unless you filled it up with loads of things, but yeah. Now we're going to sew in the phone pocket, and it's pretty much simple, just straight stitch, blah blah blah. Sorry guys, these voiceovers are a bit too much. Yes, a straight stitch all the way, the turnings, press the foot, needle down, and you'll be done in no time. Starting with the top side of the bag, we're going to fold over Do the same for the other side. I've also stitched at the top just to give it that extra nice finish. Okay, coming over to the side frame of the bag, just fold over once. You could do twice, but I think it would be a bit too much on the needle. Just give it a once over, straight stitch to the bottom. At the bottom, I've also folded in the corner, just so that it gives it the curve when you turn the bag right side around. It gives it a curve kind of shape. I was going to cut this corner because there was a bit of wonky cutting going on, but I thought never mind, I'll just fold over and sew it so that it's secure enough. I folded the corners again and then just give it a straight stitch. I always like to double up my stitches just to give it that extra security, because nothing's worse than wearing something or making something that just tears straight away. Anyway, flipped it right side round. There you go, it's coming together. And now we're going to do the handles. Just measure out the middle and find your place so that both handles are equally measured on each side. I flipped the top side down of the bag just because it just looked a little bit nicer that way. However you like, at the end of the day, as I said, you are your own designer. Sewing the handles down, I like to always make sure it's secure, so I stitch or sew a rectangle shape of the handle and then sew a crisscross in the middle. Okay, there's the front view for you. We're going to do the back, but please always make sure that the straps are straight, and also that when you're doing your back straps, to make sure that they're aligned, because nothing's worse than a wonky handled bag, okay? And there you have it, we are done. If you'd like to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have any ideas that you'd like me to sew, hit the comments below, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.